The AI panic is crazy right now. So ever since the release of DeepSeek R1, which is a model that quite frankly shocked the entire world, dipped the US stock market down a bit, and was literally built on less and performs better than ChatGPT's O1 model, even after that, the race still continues. The insanity still continues. Apparently, Alibaba is getting back into the game and made a model that surpasses one of DeepSeek's models, and OpenAI says DeepSeek might have plagiarized off of OpenAI, which is kind of weird, and I'll get into why later in today's video. But first, we're going to be talking about this new Alibaba model that apparently is even better than one of DeepSeek's models. Now, the fact that it's even better than DeepSeek's models is interesting, and it shows that they're really starting to get neck and neck, because effectively, DeepSeek, as of right now, if you had to rank things in like first place, second place, third place, DeepSeek is first place, because their R1 model is better than OpenAI's O1 model. So basically, the best reasoning large language model out there. So it can perform more complex tasks, it works leagues better. Now, Reuters reports that Alibaba had released a new AI model that apparently overtakes DeepSeek v3, which is another model that DeepSeek made that effectively isn't as good as the O1 model because it doesn't have the reasoning capabilities, but it's still a pretty decent large language model nonetheless. So apparently, they released a new version of the Qwen 2.5 artificial intelligence model that surpasses DeepSeek v3, ChatGPT 4.0, and Llama 3.1. So Alibaba basically just wiped out a good chunk of OpenAI, DeepSeek, and Meta all in one go. Now, they're not first place yet, I wouldn't say, because they don't have a reasoning model, but they're kind of neck and neck now, which is interesting, and it really shows the fact that this race is like on between the US and China and those companies that exist within those two regions. The race really is on, as these companies are genuinely just duking it out to see who can do it better. And reminder, the Chinese markets are working with less. There's export restrictions on them. They can't get the good GPUs from Nvidia. They're not allowed. They can't get the super good ones. They have to get the kind of mid-tier ones. So they're having to make better models with less like compute capacity, meaning that they now have to be, in effect, hyper efficient. Now, what's interesting about this too is the release date of this model. This released on the first day of the Lunar New Year, when most Chinese people are off working with their families, which again just points to the pressure that these companies now have. It's genuinely just overseas and domestic competition now, and it's going at rapid rates. It kind of makes me wonder how fast we're going to get the AGI from this whole thing. Like, this is like the space race, but with AI. It's genuinely funny. Now, this model is caused Alibaba, because Alibaba in China anyways is kind of their AI leader. The new DeepSeek model has kind of caused Alibaba to scream internally, because a DeepSeek v2 is super cheap. Like the model, like these models are so cheap. DeepSeek v2 was 1 yuan, or basically 14 cents per 1 million tokens or units of data processed by the AI model, which led to Alibaba announcing price cuts of up to 97% on a range of models. Now, this whole thing really just goes to show that it is a big competition now. It genuinely is. These people are having to get the prices even lower than before. These people are having to work with make hyper efficient solutions, because they don't even have the good stuff. They don't have the good tech. They don't have the super powerful GPUs. They have to work with what they have, and they're winning. Like the Chinese market is certainly succeeding. They have made really, really good AI models, which almost makes me wonder if the US government kind of failed on the tariffs end and, blocking them from getting the good GPUs. Because, let's be honest, it didn't really stop them. It just made them hyper efficient. So, while the US government definitely wanted to stunt the Chinese AI competition, it didn't stop it, and in fact, it probably just fueled the flames, because now it's genuinely just an all-out battle, and it makes me wonder what ChatGPT or the ChatGPT's owners, OpenAI, are going to do next. And one of the things they are doing next is claiming plagiarism. OpenAI reviews allegations that its AI models were used to make DeepSeek, which is interesting. So, effectively, their whole thing is that they might have done a technique called distillation, which is basically where you boost performance of smaller models by using larger, more advanced ones to achieve similar results on specific tasks, which should technically be plagiarism, but with AI models, you now have to wonder, what is plagiarism? What is plagiarism when it comes down to AI models? Because all an AI model is a collection of data, effectively. It's kind of similar to how a human brain would work. It's just a bunch of stored and processed data that you can use to achieve specific results. And a lot of that data comes from third-party sources like news articles and books and encyclopedias and all kinds of different types of information. So again, in this case, what is stealing and what is plagiarism? I have to wonder. Now, everybody, I think, has a different take on this. The whole concept of AI and copyright is one that is fairly contentious. But I do find it just a little bit funny that OpenAI is basically saying, "Hey, you know what? You might have used our models in a way and using our data without permission to like train your own model." But then again, OpenAI themselves have also been accused of using data without permission and or without licenses from publishers or the creative industry. It's a little funny. I don't know. I am rambling a little bit, but my overarching point here is, with AI, what really is like plagiarism or stealing? It's a genuine question. At some point, I'd have to expect that there's probably going to be some huge court case in the United States or other countries to kind of settle and determine the overall copyright status of AI, because it's such an oddball thing. Nobody ever really thought of this initially when writing up copyright laws. Nobody thought we would get this far this fast. So now we kind of have to figure out how does AI fall in copyright? If you make an AI model, do you have the intellectual property over it, even though it consists of other people's intellectual property? It's a genuine question. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe at some point soon we will figure it out, though. But it's just something that I figured I'd bring up because I thought it's quite interesting. It's a good question. Now, what do I expect will happen in the future? Well, it's very clear that we have what is effectively an AI arms race, and I don't think it's stopping anytime soon. I think we're about to see some serious punches pulled between these two regions, and mainly OpenAI and DeepSeek. That's who I'm expecting are going to be the two biggest contenders here. They're going to have to pull some punches, and we're going to see some stuff really fast. But I don't think this is a bad thing. I think the competition is kind of forcing these companies to go hand in hand to try to make better and better AI. I don't think this is a bad thing at all. I think this is going to get us to things like AGI much, much faster. This is healthy competition, in my mind anyways. I think this is a good thing, that they're effectively starting this huge battle as to who's going to get the better model. Well, that's about it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to watch more, you can click the links right next to me. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care, you guys. Stay safe out there.